All right, I think we're ready to go.
Start the day with a steaming brew. Lee's got a joke that's fresh for you. Laughs and chat, stories unfold from our little group, bold and gold. Sip some coffee, share the vibe. Life's little moments served with style. So lean on in, come what may. Well, I thought it was funny, likes your day.
Good day, folks. The time is 11:47 a.m. I am very late, and the date is Monday, July 21st, 2025. Of course, that's the 22nd for my friends on the other side of the planet, my friends all over Australia. But you know, I really like to say Melbourne. How's everybody doing today? Everybody, not just the folks in Australia, but including the folks in Australia. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing fantastic. My name is Lee. I'm the guy who started the groups. There's two of them. The group's called Well, I Thought It Was Funny. Group's so funny, I had to start them twice. And folks, you're you. You are amazing. And how do I know you're amazing? These groups were not amazing until you got here. These groups are amazing now. And you know how many folks we have in these groups? 827,000 plus members in these two groups. Let's call this a community, a single community made of two groups. And there's so many people in those groups, and there's more people than many cities have a population. So let's say it. Say it with me. If you watch these videos, you know what I'm going to say. We're the funniest city on the internet, folks. Population us, funny people in a funny place, and oh my gosh, are we funny. We're hilarious. We're making a lot of people laugh. And, well, actually, hundreds of thousands of people every single day. And I got to thank you for that, because these groups were nothing until you got here. Thank you for making them great. What's up today, my friends? What are you doing? How was your weekend? What's happening in your life? You know, I really want to hear about you. I really do. I like to spice these videos up a little bit with a little bit of information about you and make them a little more interesting, you know? I'm going to tell you what I did this weekend. This weekend, Wendy and I, my beautiful, wonderful wife, we took off Friday morning and we headed out to beautiful Revelstoke, British Columbia. Revelstoke is right in the middle of the Rockies. It's about 400 kilometers west of Calgary. And in the Canadian Rockies, it is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. We made some stops along the way. We visited a couple of really nice looking places out in the country and that. Had a great time in town too. Had some fantastic meals. It was a fantastic weekend. I feel recharged, my friends. I feel absolutely fantastic. I've got some photos. They're kind of out of context because of the way I set them up, but I'm going to show them to you. I'm going to show you some photos we've got here. I also got a little bit of video. Actually, let's start with the video. So Wendy and I, when we're heading out to Revelstoke, we made a stop, and that stop was at a place called Numa Falls. This is actually quite close to Revelstoke, in British Columbia, province next to us. Beautiful, beautiful. It's called Numa Falls. And, you know, I've never been there before. I've been past the turnoff for this place many times, never once stopped there. Let's take a look right now. It's going to get loud. I am very sorry, but, you know, maybe gird your loins, and here we go. I think that's amazing. I really, really do, you know, like, it was such a gorgeous spot. I got some photos from there, too. I'm going to be bringing up some photos right away, and they're kind of out of order. I'm going to try to put them into context as I'm going through. We took a lot of photos on the weekend, and I'm only sharing a few. So those were the falls, Numa Falls, and like I said, just gorgeous, and you saw it yourself there. And I'm going to bring up some photos here. So this here's along the drive out towards Revelstoke. We're still in Alberta at this point. Just a photo from the highway. This here is the river just before Numa Falls. This is Wendy and I standing above Numa Falls on a little bridge where I took that video from. Now this here is a place called the Hemlock Grove Boardwalk. And we went in for a little walk there. This is just a few photos. I just love the color. I love how verdant it is. There's Wendy and I there. And it was a little drizzly, so dressed for the weather. And this is at the Giant Cedars Boardwalk. This is a beautiful, beautiful, I believe it's a national park. And just amazing scenery, my friends. The trees are incredible. And here is a rainbow that we caught, and we're coming back from dinner on Saturday. Just happened to stop and see a rainbow. Just thought it looked fantastic. Now, this is our riding home. This is taken from the highway. You can tell there was some weather, as you can see. And yeah, I just thought it was a nice gloomy picture. I kind of like the contrast there. It's just such a beautiful drive through the Rockies, whether it's the Canadian Rockies or the American Rockies. They're all the Rockies, my friends. Absolutely fantastic. And another, photo from the highway, give you an idea of what it looks like there. This here is actually not too far from Banff, Alberta, jewel of the Rockies. And there's another shot from the side of the highway. And there's a shot of Numa Falls. And this is from that Skunk Cabbage, I apologize. Skunk Cabbage Boardwalk is a place along the way too, but that was closed when we were down there. This was from the Hemlock Grove. And then just, we're back to those same photos. So I hope you like those. I really, it was a fantastic day. I should show more photos, but you don't want to see just my pictures, right? But yeah, folks, it was a beautiful weekend. It was a great recharge. It really was. I think we both had a good time. So the meals were great too. I had an amazing steak. Oh my gosh, that steak was good. It was from a place called The Den in Revelstoke. Some good stuff. Great time. I'm glad to be back, but I was glad to be gone too. I kind of felt rested up. You don't sleep as well. At least I don't sleep as well. I'm not in my bed. I brought my pillow with me because, old man, neck and back issues. But still, just fantastic time. And I'm glad I wanted to share that with you, my friends. I want to know about your day, though, too. Please let me know about your day. Talk to me. Why didn't you leave a comment on today's video? Talk about the weekend that just went by and talk about your week that's coming forward. Talk to us about your pets, maybe your hobbies. What do you like to do? What makes you you? Share what you want. Share some photos if you like. You can attach photos. Fortunately, you can't attach videos, but if you want to send me a video to be shared, in one of these videos, just send that video to admin@wellitheightitwasfunny.com and just let me know what it's in reference to. And we'll make that work, I really want to hear about your day, and I want to talk about your day, folks. Let's make these videos interesting. And how do we do that? We talk about interesting people like you. I've got some featured posts. Of course, I've got some featured posts, friends. I've got 4 featured posts today because I was kind of remiss. I was gone for a while, and I had a weekend off, all that kind of stuff. And they are from, the first one is from my friend David Knapp. So I'm going to bring that up right now. And let's take that up right there. Give you a moment or two. A good friend of mine, Ian Metcalf, had commented on this, that why is Andy Cap playing Robin? If you know Andy Cap, the old, I guess it's still being made right now, the Andy Cap comic from the newspapers, and that's a syndicated comic. You probably know what we're talking about. So thanks, David. This made me laugh. It's all about spelling. Next one here, I've got 2 from Dixie Ziemba. Sorry, I can't even talk today. And they're kind of related to each other, so they're going to be back to Maxwell. Here's the first one from Dixie. Oh, man. Just let that one simmer. I'll let it simmer for a bit. Sizzling. All right, Dixie. Now the next one, it's along the same lines. They both made me laugh. Thank you, Dixie. I've got no problems with vegans. I want you to know. I just find this a funny post. So I don't want to hear any complaints. All right, so I'm bringing this one down. Now the next one and the last one, but not the least, is from Esther Valentin. And we've shared posts from Esther Valentin. I've shared posts from all 3 of these amazing members before. So let me bring that up right now. Let's read that. I live in coyote country. There are so many coyotes in Calgary. You see them on a very regular basis. You see them in the city. But I've never seen posts like this. But I have seen coyote warning posts. Boy, I talk a lot when you should be reading, eh? Well, shut up. Okay, I'm gonna drop that one down. I hope you read that. I want to say thank you to everybody with all your funny posts. That's how you've made us amazing. That's why we've got so many people here. It's not because of me. It's because of you making this place a funny place with your posts. You've done an amazing job. This is the funniest city on the internet because of your posts, my friends. Keep them coming, and maybe I'll feature yours tomorrow. All right. Well, where are we? Let's see. Told you what time it was. Boy, did I start this video late. I am so sorry, friends, but I'm still recouping from that crash, computer crash that I had on, last Thursday night. And so I told you what time it was. I told you what the date was on this side of the world. And on the other side of the world, for those folks in Australia, especially for my friends in Melbourne. I told you about my weekend, actually. Great weekend. Wendy and I went out to Revelstoke, British Columbia, shared a few photos, should have shared some more, shared that video of the Numa Falls. And I definitely asked about your weekend. I asked about today. I asked about the week going forward. I want to hear about your days, folks. Come on, share something. I dare you. Share a little bit with us. I want to hear from everybody, but I'd really especially like to hear from folks who've never shared with us. So why don't you just take a moment and drop a comment on this video. Tell us anything you want about your weekend, anything you want about today, or anything you want about the day going forward. I want to hear about you, my friends. We want to make these videos interesting. Okay, so we did that. And then I shared 4 featured posts with you today. First one was from my friend Dave Knapp. Next 2 were from Dixie Ziemba. They were of a theme, actually. And then the fourth but not least, final but not least, or whatever you want to put it, was from Esther Valentin. And then I thank you folks for all your amazing stuff that you share with us, for making us amazing. And then we got to here where I kind of figure out where I am. And once I figure out where I am, I usually shout, "It's time for the bad jokes!" What do you use to fix a broken pumpkin? A pumpkin patch. What did the lunchbox say to the refrigerator? Don't hate me just because I'm a little cooler. What does an escalator say when it stops working? Nothing. It just stares. You know, I was tired yesterday, and I'm tired today. So, does that make me retired? My wife asked me to take a spider out instead of killing it. So I brought him out for a bite to eat and a few drinks, and I gotta say, he's a really cool dude. There have been reports of a necrophiliac in the area, so look alive, people! I hope you enjoyed the jokes today, my friends. I hope you enjoy the jokes every day, because I only do them for you. It's the toughest part of the video, but it's the best part of the video for me, because it's the one I get the most feedback on. And I have people to thank for those jokes. Now, the last joke, the necrophiliac joke, it was a little racy. I hope nobody got upset about that one. That's my fault. I chose that one. The other 5. We did 6 jokes today. They came from my beautiful, wonderful wife, Wendy, my friend Dave Knapp, and who else? I got one more from Foxy Fox on TikTok. That's right. Foxy Fox watches these videos on TikTok and sent in one of those videos. So I've got people to thank. And you know what? I would love to be thanking you for your jokes. That's right. Why don't you send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. And if I use your joke, I'll be thanking you in this portion of that video where I use your joke. I don't steal jokes, friends. At least I try not to. And if I ever do, comment. Let me know in the comments and I'll fix that. I will credit whoever wrote that joke if I steal one. So send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. And if you want to do something really cool, if you're up to it, why don't you take a moment and record yourself telling a joke, whether it's on your phone, on your webcam, whatever it might be. Record yourself telling a joke and send that to jokes@wellithoughtitwasfunny.com as well. And wouldn't that be awesome? You're going to click on one of these videos someday and I'm going to get to the joke segment. I'll introduce it. And next thing you know, there you are telling a joke, making the world laugh. You already make the world laugh with your contributions here. Why don't you tell a joke? Or at least send me a joke, and I'll tell a joke for you. Send them to jokes@wellithoughtitwasfunny.com. Folks, we have a store. That's right, Well I Thought It Was Funny has a store. We've got some great products. We've got these coffee cups. We've got t-shirts. You know what? I got a commercial that can tell you about it. You don't need to listen to me twice. I'm going to play a quick commercial. hopefully you decide it's worthwhile to go and check out that stuff, because any purchase is going to help us out, and any purchase is going to land you with some great products. So I'm going to shut up. We're going to play that. We're going to come back. And we're going to tell you how amazing you are before we wrap things up.
Want to help us out and look good at the same time? Head over to store.welithoughitwasfunny.com, where we've got t-shirts, hoodies, 3/4 sleeve rock shirts, we got coffee cups, we've got to-go cups, we've got stickers. Check it out today, folks. That's store.welithoughitwasfunny.com.
You still here? Thanks for sitting through that. I've been trying to make those commercials a little bit better and a little bit quicker. I don't want to waste too much of your time, but I stand behind those products. They are fantastic. They look great. I mean, look at that coffee cup, right? You wear the t-shirt outside, people talk to you about it. People ask you about it, and I get people to scan the QR code and join the group. How do you represent? Let us know if you purchased any of our products. Take a photo and send that in so we can share it with the world. I want to see how you represent, my friends. We're going to wrap things up, but not before I reiterate how freaking amazing you are. That's right. Every day I look at this group, I come to the group all day long pretty much, and I see those numbers grow, and I see it getting funnier and funnier, and it's just, or more funny and more funny, whatever. It makes me feel so good to know that something I created is making so many people laugh. But I'm not so dense as to not realize that it's funny because of you and not because of me. You folks are funny. You really are. And you have made us, let's say it again, the funniest city on the internet. It's incredible. We're just a bunch of funny people, and we make people laugh by the hundreds of thousands every single day. That's pretty incredible to see, and it's pretty incredible to be part of something like that. And thank you for making it as great as it is. I can spend all day talking about you, and someday I probably will. But I just wanted to say thank you, and I want you to know that I appreciate every single one of you, and I appreciate everything you share, every post that goes up there that gets through, that makes somebody laugh. It makes me feel better, and I already feel good. And that's because of you. Folks, I'm going to be here again tomorrow. Well, I'm going to be in the group here again tomorrow. The next video is probably going to be Wednesday, and we hope it's going to be a good one. I hope to see you here on Wednesday. I hope you see me here on Wednesday. I'm not going to take that for granted, though. But if you do want to show up, I'd absolutely love it. And if we get some new people, that'd be amazing, wouldn't it? But even if we don't, we're already funniest city on the internet. That's right, my friends. You have yourself a fantastic day, and I'll see you again on Wednesday. All the love.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny. Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I thought it was funny.